Silence my phone. Silence your phone. Silence your phone. Whew, just in time. All right, let's do this. All right, now we got those running. I silenced my phone just before I'm sure it was going to start screaming. So that was good timing. Right, let's see. Here, and here, and here, here, and here, and here, and here. There we go. All right, close that. Let's see. Oh, I have to hit this. So that's showing a good connection. We hit that. We go here. There's my dog in the background, as you can probably hear. Hi. She has her birthday toy because her birthday is in a week. So it's very loud. I apologize. Hi, cutie. If you hear it, but not much I can do about that. Let me switch to my other speaker so I can hear the alerts. I can barely reach her butt to scratch it. There we go. Okay, let's see. Both of these are now active. So now I have to hit the button. Oh, there it is. And then I have to go and select it. Here, let me do that. It's just easier than having that fly up in your face before it's actually ready. Okay, let's do our testing. So we'll say test 1. Listen for a sound. Perfect. This is done, so we close that, and then we go to here, and we say test 2, blink, there we are, and we do test 3. Hi, cutie. Okay, so I no longer need this window open, so close this. Okay, let's go to where we're going to be working on for this evening. That's everything. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's everything. Okay, so we hit this. We turn, oh, no, let's view. Oh, I forgot that. That's what I forgot. Oh. I think I just did it right in time. Hold on. Did I do it in time? Maybe? Yes! Oh, well, that's normal. Okay, yeah, it worked. Okay. So, let me get my, okay, so both alerts went off. What's the time? Wow. Under 2.5 minutes. Amazing. So I can delete both of these alerts. I'm aware I'm streaming. Thank you very much. So the only other thing I need to do, which I probably should have done before I did this, but is to go here and, pardon me, I just need to copy this onto Blue Sky. So go here and we do a paste and we hit enter. Or post, I guess. And we're done. All right. Excellent. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, happy, what is it? Monday. Yeah, happy Monday. I am working on, I don't know if this image has ever been, I don't think I've ever had this on the stream before. This is actually an old illustration I did of a musician named Gregorio Franco, who makes some really wonderful music. And I had done this image that I now realize is not centered properly. Jeez, what happened with this? Well, you know what? I did this a long time ago. I did this a very long time ago. I did this image years ago. I don't even remember how long ago now. Based on a picture I think he posted, I would have to say on Facebook, but I really don't even remember. Look at this. This is not even centered. There we go. Good grief. Wow. I'll be fixing a lot of problems. Anyway, I had done this kind of very quickly. I mean, I didn't spend long on it because the image was him in this coat with the white highlights. And I really liked that because I like the idea of negative, like reverse images where the detail is in the white areas, not the black areas. So I had done it in a completely black, I think, where is it? It was like this. Right, so I actually had not defined some things on here. They were just kind of left. In fact, originally, those weren't even there. So this is really the original image. And so I want, well, there's some parts that are blacked out that aren't like, sorry. I didn't realize I had some stuff hidden. Where is, here, not that. Where's the, that, there. That's basically more or less the original image. And then I wanted to get it with on a shirt. And when they printed it on the shirt, because the back area is black, the print has this black border. Oh, it looks awful. And then I realized like the skull on the right was not equidistant to the skull on the left. I just noticed the thing wasn't centered. There's a whole bunch of problems with this image. But I basically wanted to, okay, well, if I don't have the background, if the background's dropped out, I needed to define the arms. I've now added another set of tentacles because I realized the bottom isn't weighted properly like that. I'm trying to fix, I'm putting a black line around the tentacles that didn't exist. I'm fixing things because I actually really like this image. But I had done it as just kind of a, hey, fan art thing a while back. And I never really refined it. And now I'm going to actually refine it. I want it to be a proper image that looks right without a background that will look good on a shirt. See, and I'm fixing like the black lines. They originally weren't there. It was like this with no black lines. I don't like the way that looks. Any number of problems that I'm going to be fixing. So this, and it's Halloween, so this is a nice, what do you call it? Man, I don't know what's caught in my throat. This is a seasonally appropriate image to do. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to fix this image and get it looking the way I want it. So that's what we're doing in this particular stream, which probably will take up the entire stream. And yeah, and in a little while, probably about 2 hours from when this stream is live, I'll be watching a classic of not great. See, now why is that not equal? Those should be. Whoa, wait a second. Why is the whole thing not equal? Oh, see, there's so much I have to fix about this. Ah, it's so frustrating. Wait, why? Oh, did I revert it or something? What did I just do here? I had this whole thing centered. What happened? Hold on a minute. Hold on. What did I do? Oh no, I just realized what I did. Hold on. I have to move this back. I didn't make a group out of it. So I just off-centered something severely. Hold on. It's okay. I'm just going to keep going backwards. No big deal. Keep going, keep going, keep going. The whole thing will move in a second. I just realized what I had done or didn't do correctly. There. All right. Now, from here. Except that's not... How is this not... Certain things are centered, certain things aren't? How can that possibly be? Because you can see this isn't right. You can clearly see that this is not right. All right, so I have to figure this out. So this is... That's pretty centered, but the rest of it is not. So how are we going to fix this? Okay, I need to figure this out. Those 3 triangles are probably okay, so I think what I need to do is move this up. It's not going to hurt anything. I need to isolate the parts that are him, like this. No, that's fine, so that stays where it is. Yeah, except I can't really do that, so I'm going to have to leave that down here. See, that triangle's centered, which means he's centered. So he's centered. Okay, no, he's centered. So why are the circles not centered? Oh, because they can't be centered. His hands aren't centered. All right, yeah, this is what I do. I completely screwed myself over by looking at this incorrectly. His arms are not equally, they're not mirrored. I keep forgetting he's not mirrored. He's uneven. All right, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. That's why it looks different. Okay, that's fine. I just needed to work out what I had done here, and I've just worked it out, so we're okay. So, sorry. Anyway, where was I? What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, so I'm going to be watching Chopping Mall in a few hours. My co-host selection, that's what he wanted to watch. I don't know if he's really going to like that movie. It's not... Chopping Mall is a strange film. I enjoy it. It's a fun movie. Is it a good movie? Whoa, way too big on that. I think it's this size. Or maybe it's the other one. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. No, maybe it's that one. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. It's got to be this one. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, got it. Chopping Mall is a fun movie, but I would not call it a good movie. I think you'd be hard pressed to say it's a good movie. Is it entertaining? Yes. But my co host's tolerance for films of a lesser type, which is my phrase for B movies and movies that are perhaps not of the quality of something like, oh, I don't know, Indiana Jones or Raiders of the Lost Ark, his tolerance and appetite for those movies is significantly less than mine. So I think he's going into Chopping Mall expecting it to be better than it's going to be. What I actually genuinely wonder is if he is making the classic VHS artwork mistake. Because if you look up the film Chopping Mall, and I'm saying chopping, C-H, Chopping Mall. If you look up Chopping Mall, if you've never heard of it or don't know the movie, you just search for it. If you go to IMDb, say, which is not a website I recommend most people go to often, but it is a very quick, easy website to see movie art, poster art specifically. So if you go to IMDb and you look at the artwork for Chopping Mall, you're likely to see one of two images. There's one that is, I think, shows the actual robots of the film, which are fairly pudgy robots that honestly in the real world would be a threat to no one at all because they look ridiculous and you could push one over very simply. But then there's a second poster. And the second poster is the one that I think most people associate with Chopping Mall, which is there is a robotic hand holding a bag full of body parts. Hence the Chopping Mall title. And I wonder if there are cases where movies were sold on their title and concept and sometimes artwork when there was not even a movie yet made. And I wonder if Chopping Mall was one of those, because what that image of the robot hand shows, that visual is nowhere in the film. There is no robot that you are going to see in the film Chopping Mall that has any type of arm that is as well articulated as that poster shows. There is no robot that is anywhere near as cool looking as that poster's artwork would have you believe. And this was something that in the modern day, I don't think, I forgot to switch this to the live chat, sorry. I don't think there was one I would have heard a noise, but younger people completely missed out on this particular era of how things were done. There was a time period where, it was really the 80s and 90s when video stores were the thing that most people went to for their movies. At that time, things were sold on their artwork. And you would go into a video store, and the goal was to just get you to rent it. Because whether the movie was good or bad didn't matter once you paid the rental fee. They had your money. Right? So it's kind of like if you pay for a month of Netflix. Let's say you subscribe to Netflix today, and the next month that you've paid for, all they have is they remove all their good content, and all they have is really, really junky movies and shows that you don't want to watch. Well, you've already paid them. They have your money. They're not going to care if you're upset with them because they've already got your money. VHS stores operated in a very similar way. It didn't matter whether the artwork on the VHS box was any kind of accurate depiction of what the movie would have. And you started to learn that, like a fantasy film, if there was a giant monster on the cover, you were never going to see that monster. A, because the effects there wasn't CG at the time like there is now, where you could create that monster digitally, but also just because many of these films had very low production money. They were not made for a tremendous amount of money. So even if there had been super cutting edge CGI, you would never have seen it because they wouldn't be able to afford it. But they can pay an artist who's used to hoping that they just don't starve this month, and they don't charge top tier prices, but you can still find a very talented artist for cheap. So they would pay an artist to make an image that would be enticing to an audience. And then they would basically get you to rent the movie, and they didn't care if when you got it home you realized that, oh, this movie doesn't have anything like what the poster was showing, or the artwork, I should say, on the box art is showing me. Doesn't matter. We have your money. We have your money. You've rented the movie. It's your problem now. And that's how they treated things. I'm not saying this was good. I'm saying it's what it was. And, yeah, that's how things were done. So there's lots of examples of, you can find ample poster or VHS art. I have a whole book of just old VHS art. And it's, from an artwork perspective, it's magnificent. From a, is this an honest depiction of what the movie's going to be perspective, it's highway robbery. Most of those movies had nothing anywhere near what that poster or what that box art was showing you. But that was the marketing trick. Once you'd rented the movie, they didn't care anymore. Brilliant, really. I mean, very, very savvy marketing tactic once they figured that out. And it took people a long time to figure it out. The consumer, I mean. It took a long time for people to start to understand that they might want to read a review of something before they go buy the box art, because it very commonly was completely inaccurate. But people didn't figure that out very quickly. People really bought into the idea that the box, whatever was on that box, was in fact what it was. And yeah, I mean, it's still a trick that gets used in marketing quite a bit, on a lesser degree. It's not like it was, but film trailers are largely like that. Film trailers are sometimes very inaccurate. There have been numerous examples, especially in modern filmmaking, where a trailer will contain scenes or even actors or actresses who are not in the final cut of the film. They've gotten better about it now, where they don't necessarily show a person who wasn't in the movie as much as they used to. But there are trailers showing scenes and people who were then cut out of the movie. There's lots of examples of it. If you go back to the 90s and 2000s, it happened a lot, where alternate cuts, people were cut out in the final edit process. You know, things changed behind the scenes. And you would, I'm trying to remember, there's a really famous example of there was one that I think actually resulted in legal action, because they showed an actor, I cannot remember who this was, but they showed an actor in the trailer who was a very, very well-known and very popular at the time actor, and people showed up and the actor wasn't in the movie. And they sued. And I believe they won, because it was false advertising. They showed this person. It was not a ridiculous notion that tickets were sold to some people, assuming they would see this individual who they liked, and then the movie was shown and the person was nowhere to be found. And I believe that lawsuit was successful, if I remember correctly. I don't remember who it was. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Let's look this up. Since there's nobody here watching anyway, I have the luxury of looking it up. Let's see. Moviegoers sue over trailer with actor not in finished film. Let's see. Trailer. Oh, wait, sorry, I misspelled a few words here. With actor, not without actor. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, movie here it is. This was from what year? 2020, June 2022. Let's see. Here it is. The movie. God, I thought it was older than this. It's a little more recent than I thought. The streaming movie Universal film titled Yesterday. Plaintiffs watched a movie trailer which featured actress Ana de Armas in the complaint. Plaintiffs alleged they were persuaded by the trailer and de Armas' role in particular to in the movie. However, de Armas' character was cut from the final version, so she was not featured in the film whatsoever. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if they were successful on that. Movie fans can sue over deceptive trailers. That was the ruling, said a U.S. judge. So, yeah, I mean, they were able to do the suit. But what was the result? What was the plaintiff's name? Let's see. It is... Okay, hold on. Let me see if there was ever a result from this, or if it's still tied up in litigation. Let's have a look. Well, I think it's... Wow. I think it's still going on. It does not. I do not see a result of that lawsuit. That's interesting. They were allowed to sue, which indicates the judge felt that there was enough there to actually let the suit happen, because they could have dismissed. I think Universal. It said Universal wanted to dismiss the suit outright, and the judge denied that. So it's that's the new version in some ways of the VHS box art. Except in the case of the VHS one, I don't think anybody ever sued because it's not literally promising that it's artwork, and so it's by its very nature interpretive. And I'm sure the studio could feasibly defend it by saying, hey, we contracted this person to do the work. They put something in there that wasn't in the movie, but we have a creature that's similar, it's close enough, and we didn't have time and money to redo the art, so we just had to use it. That would probably be defensible. And just to be fair on the other side, many of the movies did have the creature that was shown, just not anywhere near as impressively done. So if they showed a 15-foot tall goblin with an axe for an arm, say, in the movie, it would be a person in a suit that was very rubbery and not convincing at all, holding a little rubber axe. Not at all what the box art showed, but technically not untrue either. Whereas when you show an actress in a trailer, again, Ana de Armas was very popular, I think, when this movie she still is popular, but she was in a couple things. So her name was very well known. And so, yeah, if these people bought this thing as fans of hers, I sort of understand it. That, if you go to a movie that says there's an actor or actress in it and they're showing the trailer, you would expect that person would be in the film. If they're not, then I do think there's a reasonable deception involved there. I don't think it would result in anybody getting $4 million in emotional damages or anything like that. It's certainly not that kind of problem, but I don't think they were wrong to sue. I think it is. I think that is a deceptive trailer, and so I'm glad the judge allowed it to happen, because it should be. Oh wait, am I there? Yes, that is something I don't think you should be able to do. If the trailer shows somebody and they get cut out, then you pull that trailer or you issue a. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I really think that the movie probably was fine without her in it? Sure. Do these people really have that much of a case? Barely, but that said, it is a deception if a person is shown and then they're gone. Now, in the age of deep fakes and machine-generated actors and actresses, that'll be an easier thing to fix. You literally just put one scene where the person's in it and say, well, the person's in the movie, even if it's an AI-generated version, which makes me think I'm going to be saving a lot of money on movies in the future because I just have no desire to watch an AI-generated person. None at all, and I'm sure it's soon going to be everywhere, and you're not going to be able to tell what's what. I wonder if they'll have to disclose that, if they're using a fake version. I mean, you'll know if the person's dead and they come out in a new movie. Certainly if Humphrey Bogart at age 30 is in a new movie, I'm going to know what it is. I will not be fooled that somehow they've gone into the grave and resurrected Humphrey Bogart. So, or to use an example that younger people might know, what's the guy from Heath Ledger? If Heath Ledger, or I guess to go even further, Paul Walker, who I think is going to be CG'd into the Fast and the Furious films, so I guess that's a bad example. They CG'd the one scene with him, but that was, a lot of people gave that a pass because they saw that as kind of a farewell image of him, but I think they're planning on digitally resurrecting him for the... I don't know. I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's a really bad idea. Hold on, I get drinking water. My throat got very, very dry on me for a second. Hold on. There we go. Much better. It's gonna be a strange time. A strange time, that's for sure. AI resurrected actors. Man, sorry, something is really... My throat is really... It's got like one dry area, which is baffling. Because it's not like I even really... I mean, I had a burger, so it was somewhat salty, but it's not like I just ate a box of saltines, and it would explain why my throat has that dryness to it. It's strange. Okay, so those are done. That's good. So I'm probably going to put several more... I'll just replicate these tentacles and then place them behind and darken them a little bit, because I feel like feel like the image needs a little bit more happening in it. See, like those skulls don't look... Well, I guess they wouldn't because the circles are different areas. I have to remember these should not be symmetrical. And I will have to put a stroke effect around... Actually, do I? Where are those symbols? Hold on. The symbols have their own thing, don't they? Pretty sure they do. I think the symbols... I thought they had their own things. I thought I had the symbols in their own... Didn't I? Sigils. Here it is. Okay, well, actually, the sigils might be... Is it all the sigils? Are they all in the same thing? Ooh, they are. That was an unintentionally smart move on my part. Yeah, you know what? I can fix those really quickly, actually. I'm going to put some kind of border on them. I just don't know which kind yet. In any event, one thing at a time, everybody. One thing at a time. Okay, so on to the tentacles on the bottom. I mean, you know what? I mean, if I'm smart. If I'm actually smart. Which oh, I just realized that. So I need to turn the assist off on this. I need to duplicate that, and then turn those off. This I'm going to erase on the right, and the other one I'll erase on the left. Make that really big. Let's just get rid of all that, and then we'll get rid of all this. There we are. Okay, now we come over here, and we go like that. And now I'm going to erase the left side. There we are. And the left side. There we are. Okay. So now we move this up. We're going to turn this brush way down so I don't inadvertently do something stupid later. We will merge. Actually, we won't merge. Which side is that? That's left side? No, right side. So right side goes there. Right side goes there. And then this side goes... Hold on. Yes. Okay. And move that there. And let's call this tentacles left. And let's call this tentacles right. Okay. So now we've got those named correctly. Why I didn't name those before? Unknown to me. Doesn't matter really. That's an interesting idea. That's an interesting idea. Hold on, I want to see something. Ooh, look at that. Oh man, look at that. It's making me wonder if I should do... Well, no, actually, it should be more like... We would have to... Wait, did I not? Okay, hold on. Let me duplicate this. And what if I move this one here? See if I do something like that, where I do that again there. Or even... Oh, this would be interesting. Something like that. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. Maybe I will do something. Put some more background in there. Anyway, not now. Focus on what I'm doing. Focus on what you're doing. Okay. Right. So I was the tentacles. So we need to... These are the copy ones. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. We're going to spin that thing around like so. Oh, I did it like that, did I? Sure did. Wait, did I actually tilt it? Did I tilt that? Did I do it like this? Is that what that is? No, it's not like that. But it's not like that either. It is angled, but it's angled differently. Oh, okay, hold on, let me see here. Okay, so I must... Wait, where's the line? Hold on, sorry. I don't know why the lines aren't showing up. Are they off on this? They must be. Yep, that's why. Tell you. Anyway. Duplicate. Did I just do this? No, I had to have changed the size. There's no way. That's not the same size. Is it? No, it doesn't look like it because it's... does not look like it's the same size. Looks like it's slightly smaller, maybe. How did I do this? How did I do this? See, because that looks right. Well, that's kind of it. Okay, well, it doesn't have to be identical. It just has to fit. Okay, that's fine. So let's get rid of that. No, not that. That leaves this. This does need to come down, though. There we are. Better. And then we need to duplicate. And then I need to do a flip horizontal. I'm going to move this over. And come on. Make sure it's even to that. Oop, there it is. I think. Oh, yeah, I just realized I just saw that. Okay, hold on. I have to come back here, and this one has to move in a bit. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I wish I could get that exactly right. I'm gonna have to eyeball it a bit. That's not bad, really. Okay. Now, the other trick is I want to then... let's see. Let's go ahead and flatten that one. Just so. You know what? Actually, that's a good point. What if I turn this off and then see where I am? Wow, that is remarkably close to being... All right, I'm not going to mess with it then. That's very close to being properly centered. Okay. Don't mess with it then. If it's working, it's working. So, now, if I duplicate this again, do another flip, bring it down, and then let's do, I'm going to shrink it, and where do I want this in comparison to these? It's going to be behind that. Tough call. And I can make it smaller too. You get a little bit more of it that way. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I'm just trying to... I want to have a little bit of something to it, you know. So the question is, well, that might not be bad. That might be okay right there. You know what? I don't mind that. That looks good. I mean, I'm going to move it in a second, but yeah, flatten that, duplicate it, flip it. Now for the real trick. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, I just realized I just saw the lines. Yeah, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? The answer is yes, that's going to be a problem. So I think we have to do that, which is okay. I can live with that. But that means this has to go. This has to duplicate. This has to get horizontally reflected, flipped, whatever. And then I got to get this just about right. That looks pretty good. Let's look at that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I can use that. I can make it. Ah, unbelievable. Look at that. That one little piece of line. All right, hold on. I tell you. It's always something. It's always something. So what we need is that to be like that, dead centered. Now, is that good, or do we have any more line problems? No, we're good. Okay. Jeez. Drop down. Put that down there. Drop down. Put that back there. That's what we want. There we are. Now. Okay. All right. Let me think. Give me a second. I need to think about this for a minute. Okay. So now I need to take this, duplicate it, flip it, come back up, shrink. And obviously I have to angle this so it doesn't look like it's literally what it is. Ooh, that's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if I'm going to leave it, but it's interesting. It would be really nice. Well, you know what? Actually, hold on. You know what? I don't mind that. I actually kind of like how that looks with it sort of silhouetted or no, like spiraled like that. That doesn't look bad. Although that looks better, so I think I'm going to move my other one because I kind of like it where it's a little even part in there. Oh, no, not dimensions. Yes, like that. Excellent. And we'll just cut all that out. And on this one, we'll just cut all that out. That looks pretty good. Lines are good. Lines are good. Yep. And then, well, I'm going to darken it in a minute too. So it is going to become, in fact, I think I can just do that. I think I can just come in here and say, that would be under brightness. Let's pull it down a little bit. I don't know, is that too much? I wonder if I should go over it in black as opposed to, No, you know what? It's fine. Let's pull it down by 10%. We'll get the point across. Yeah, it's fine. Don't need to go in over it on black. It'll be fine. Okay. There we are. Let's just make sure my line work looks okay. Yeah, it looks okay. Wait, why did that suddenly get too bright? Right? There it is. It looks darker than that. Is it just my imagination? Hold on. Easy way to figure it out. Sample, bang, sample, bang. Yeah, they're different. How are they different? How could they possibly be? All right, hold on. All right, there we go. All right, let's do brightness. Set brightness to 40%. Okay, now come over here and set brightness to 40%. Okay, now they look correct. I don't know why they didn't before, but they didn't. Then I got to come down to this two. These two, I should say. So is that this one? Yes. This one also has to come. No, actually it doesn't. That one does not. What is that? Oh, really? What? Are you kidding me? Hold on. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, this is terrible. Okay. Well, I think these are the same size, though, so let's just verify that. I don't think I changed the... It kind of looks like I did. Okay. Well, we'll do what we gotta do here. So here's what we're gonna do. I can't freaking believe it. I mean, of course I can believe it. Of course I can believe it. Of course. That. And then I gotta fix this here. Actually, I can't fix it that way. I'm gonna have to just extend this. Oof, no. Oh no, that's not gonna work at all. Okay. Yeah, this has gotta get erased. I'll fill it back in, it's fine. Okay. All right. There we go. That works. This is an easy one to fix because there's so little of it. Oh, okay, I say that and I just couldn't do it. Oh, I know why, because it blotched the end. Just insane. Just crazy the stuff you gotta end up fixing. There we go. I'll correct all this in a minute. The nature of things. The nature of things. Okay. Anything else? That little bit right there. That's easy. Luckily, that's really easy. Anything else? No. Okay, so now what I got to do is come down here. Get a smaller eraser. Let's not demolish. Yep. You knew that was going to happen, right? Anybody watching would have known that was going to happen. There we are. You had to know. You had to know it would happen like that. Because I flattened it. That's part of the reason that that, of course, happened. But I am not complaining because all in all, fairly easy fixes here. Nothing that's really irreparable, just annoying, certainly, but not a huge deal. The rest of this is pretty straightforward like that. And then this one, this is all one layer, right? Yeah, of course it is. And then we just fix that out. There we are. And I believe that solves that problem. Now we have to fix it on this side. Because, you know. Oh, and we'll merge that down. I mean, we still have the the layered ones up there. So we're really not taking too much of a risk. Even if I screw something up, we'll be all right. We will be all right. All right. Except the pen size is different. Ugh. This is so aggravating. Just aggravating. I must have made it just small enough that the pen size doesn't match. There we go. God, it's still, you can tell though. You know what I gotta do? Here's what I gotta do. That. I gotta seal it off so I can just do it again. Without worrying about that. There. Wait, am I on the... Yeah, see, now it's too small. That's what I'm talking about. You can't win. I said you can't win. That's fine. All right, that's because of the sigil. That's all fine. That's all fine. Okay, so the rest of this looks like it's okay. Except for that. Is that over there too? Wow, weird. This one just doesn't have anything. Oh, because it's different. I know why. I keep forgetting that the hands are at different sizes, so these won't be perfect. But this is a lot easier to fix. I literally just paint over that. It's done. That's nothing. That is less than nothing. So that I'm not complaining about, but that's because the hands and the orbs are at different angles. Or different, not angles, heights. Heights. Heights, if we want to do it plural, even though I'm pretty sure, I don't think you use height that way. I think I'm completely misusing that word, but it's okay. You know why it's okay? Because nobody's here. So nobody's even hearing it, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem that anybody's going to care about. Okay, so that's good. Much better, much better. Okay. Yep, we're good there. So now we will knock this down. And that should be those ones. Yes. So this one, let's go ahead and darken that by 10. Oh no, not that one. Not that one. That's what's going to go behind it. It's going to darken. So now, duplicate. Again. Slightly shrink. Again. Let's see. This is going to be behind all this stuff. So let's see how this is going to look. Or should, you know what? Or should this go like that? I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that. Let me think about this. If I do it this way, causing more problems for myself than anything. Let me think about this. Actually, wait a minute there, genius. Well, okay, I'm not as smart as I thought I was. For a second, I thought I was smart. Not that smart. You know what? Hold on. I know what I'm going to do. I'm overcomplicating this now. I really am. So if I do, okay, I'm gonna do, zoom in on that. Yeah, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Is this doable? This might be really tricky to do what I'm trying to do. This might not work. Might, but it might not. Okay, wait, is that it? Hold on. No, I don't like it. Screw that. I'm not doing that. This is what it's gonna be. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. That idea actually wasn't bad. It's just where I put it was not good. So what I want is something like, hold on. Oh, that's potentially interesting if I can get the angle right. You know what? I kind of like that. Hold on. Just get rid of all of this. Just leave that one. No, I don't. I don't like that. You know what? I am overcomplicating it now. This is fine the way it is. And what I'm going to do is... hold on, my eye's itching me. What I am going to do is push the bigger tentacles to the background by darkening them. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to lower this to 40%, which will move those back a little bit, because it doesn't have to be that the smallest ones are the ones furthest back. There can be different sizes. There we are. See, now I'm giving a little bit of, what's the word for it, variety to it. Got a little bit more happening. So the only thing that I do have to do now is I have to let me see. Let me look at the sigils here. Where are those? They're here, right? Let me duplicate those. Turn that one off. Let's see. If I go darker with them, the only problem with going too dark with them or too light with them is, okay, no, light works okay. I just need them to stand out from the other things. So I was thinking I would do a stroke effect on them, and maybe that is still the best way to go. I think it is the best way to go. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let's turn that off. But what I need to do is I need to export just those. Because see, they're getting lost in there. See how it's getting lost there? But if I stroke effect them, then they should stand out. If I put a white border on them, I think that'll work. Or do I want a black border? No, I think I want a white border. Okay, so what I got to do is I need to copy this. Actually, I don't need to copy this. I just need to extract this out. And I might mess with, hold on, tentacles left, tentacles right. You know, I'm going to just group these. It makes it easier if I can just group them together and shut them off. Okay. So that's just the sigils, yes? Yes. So let me do a quick share on that. Hold on a minute. Whoa. Let me do this. I got to turn on AirDrop for a moment. And we will do ping files perfectly fine. So we AirDrop that over to here. Try not to hiccup too much. All right, show and finder. Let's open that with Photoshop very quickly. This will only take me a second. All right, there. Perfect. So we want to do a stroke effect on those of, what did I say, white? I did say white, didn't I? Okay. Oh, wow, that's a really, I think that might be too much. Let me zoom in on that. That's a really heavy stroke effect. Ooh, yeah, that's too much. It doesn't have to be that. I think 5 is good. Yes, 5 will do. All right, so we will say save. Okay, and I will quit out of here. I'll wait for it to quit, and then I will send this back So airdrop to, oh, turn airdrop on here too. There it is. It's on. Send it. Did I send it? Sent. Okay, good. Where is it? Hold on. Where did it go? Where did it put it? Whoa. Where did it put it? Hold on. I don't know what it's doing here. Oh, I know what it did. Because of the name. Let me say, I'm gonna say sigils, because I think it's using the same naming, so it confuses it when it does that. So let me send it again. Now I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. There it is. All right, rating, sending. Perfect. We're good. All right, turn this off. I'm going to say import, or actually I can just do this. I can just do add, insert, sorry, I just realized I was covering the mic. Add photo, and then we can go back to, hold on, turn this off. There we are. So there are these stroked out sigils. I don't know why they're all the way down there. They should be all the way at the top. Now they are, so we turn all these back on. Okay. And there we go. And see how now they stand out more? Yeah. I think that's going to be better to do it that way. And that gives them, now they pop more, because you could actually have not seen some of those before because they kind of blended in. But the important part is, because I'm going to put this onto a shirt, that no matter what the color is, if it's white, then you don't really notice anything. But the shirt color, depending on what it is, you don't want it to get lost. And so with the white, outside of very specific neutral colors like this, where you still will see the reds, I think it's going to pop better. So, yeah, that's the only thing I might do is something similar to this effect up here in this black triangle down here. I have to think about how I would do that. It might be too hard to do it without interfering with, actually, you know what? I know how to do it. I was thinking I was going to have to use Photoshop for that. I'm really not going to have to. If I simply take this and do a 45, okay, well, it's not quite 45. It would be, hold on, what is that? Is it 33 even? Interesting. I don't think it's going to, well, maybe, wait, maybe it is. Hold on. Is it 34 even? Is that what it is? Pretty close. It's weird. I wouldn't have guessed that. But if I do that, right? And then all I got to do... Ooh, or do I want to do the darker color? Hold on, because it doesn't have to be the same. It could be something like this. Do something like that. You know what? I think I like that better. Then we just do a duplicate. And this does not really have to match anything. This can be whatever I want it to be. So just do deeper kind of color like that. And then what I'll do is on this one, very simple. I just have to erase everything. Actually, hold on. Let me turn off that, that. And now I can see it very well. I just need to turn off everything. I erase everything that's below a certain point. Like that. Make sure I get rid of all this. This is the only place I have to be careful because this brush is, okay, I'm going to turn this brush down. Brush is, oh, still very big. Okay. And then I erase everything that I knew that. You know what I just realized? See what happened there, right? Erasing, that's easy, but I didn't go around. See how much you're seeing? Oh, wait, actually, I shouldn't say that. Because that fills that in, yeah. But not the shoulders. I'm going to have to fix those shoulders. Gotta fix them. Because they will not be correct. Now let me make sure I got rid of everything. Oh no, I've still got a lot of stuff I gotta get rid of here. Till that square really comes down, there's still pieces of it. Okay, there's still pieces. Hold on. Better. Gotta come up into here, probably. As long as it's all... No, it's not. Hold on. Where is it still coming up there? That's weird because it's showing it like it's up here. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now hold on. Yeah, we're good now, I think. All right. Actually, wait a minute. Whoa, jeez. Man. Best... Where is that? Is that in Twitch? Yeah. Let me ban this person. Banned. Stream boo. What an idiot. It scared the crapullies out of me. It was so loud. Okay, so that's good. What I do need to do, though, now is probably on here. Yep, on here. I need to get my brush. And I can probably use this. It's got a clean edge, don't it? Hold on. Yeah, maybe not as clean as this. Yeah, it's not as clean as that. I just have to make a... I just have to do this. Hold on. Not much, but I do have to do it. I have to fix that now because it was never there before. See? Now that I actually have that there, I have to create those shapes because they didn't exist before. Not hard, just something that I didn't have to do before because there was no background of that. It was just black. So now, just have to create a little bit of depth here. Shape, I mean, not really depth, just the shape. There we go. And then we fill that in so that it's got a nice. Actually, I can use the big brush for this. Do that fill in right there, and then I can do that other section in here. The rest will get filled in. So there we are. Don't have to worry about that because it doesn't go above that. Fill this in like that, like this. There we are. We'll just fill all this in. It's no problem. It's actually quite easy to do. Doesn't take much time. And I saw, yeah, what is that? A little section I must have missed with the white brush when I did it. Yeah. Not hard to, you can see. The eternal problem with looking at something very, very large, especially something I did fast work on, is I start seeing all the imperfections. But it's not bad. Not as bad. Ooh. Oh, no, that's the line of the thing. Never mind. Yeah, not bad. Okay. So now if I turn that back on, now I have to erase all this. Am I in that layer? I am. This is not. Oh, okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And this goes in here. All that. Let's get this done, and then we'll probably be. Oh yeah, we're right at where I want to be for the stream, so we'll be done momentarily here. So let's get rid of all that, all this. I don't know if I will be doing a stream next Monday because I will be at Adobe Max, and I just don't think, I don't know that the bandwidth is even going to allow it, so I probably will not. Not going to say no for sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'd be 99% sure. But I haven't ruled it out yet. I just think it's pretty unlikely. Where is that? Over here, maybe? Oh yeah, there it is. I was going to say it's got to be out there. That's better. Hold on. Clean that up. Oh, wait a minute. Is it right there? No? Where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now let's turn everything back on. Right. Oh yeah, I think we're good now. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to fix that a little bit. Is that this? Yeah. I don't quite like the shape of that, so I'm just going to, let's just fix that a little bit. Actually, maybe I just need to make it a little thinner, ironically. Might need to shave a little bit of it off and kind of thin it out a little bit. see, like that, so it's more consistent. It's okay, that's easy. It's easy to remove stuff. I left the stuff underneath, so it's not hard. I don't want it to look like it doesn't belong, so some degree that's just expected. Here we go. Let's see. Hold on. Like that. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that's better. Okay, so then. Wait a minute, where is that going to? Oh, I see it. Oh, still there, huh? Hold on. Wow, really? Hold on a second. Where's that other black area? Turn that off. Where is this? Oh, that. Yep, that's what it is. This stuff. Okay. Take all that out. Tighten that up a bit. There we are. Okay. So let's turn all this stuff back on. Those are fine. Turn that back on. There we are. I think that's better. Is it? Is it not? Maybe it isn't. Let me merge this down. Let me knock the brightness way down on that. Yeah, maybe that's better. Just a hint of it, like a 30%. So you can barely. There we are. No, now you really can't see it. Hold on. That might be too much. Let's knock it down to 30. What about 40? You know what? I like 40. 40 looks good. Yep, I can live with 40. Yeah, I like that. That might be it. That might be done. That might be it, everybody. All right, well, yeah, that's going to bring this stream to a close. So let's do that. As I said, to nobody, because nobody's here. I don't know if I'm going to do a stream next Monday, but that's okay. It'll only be one Monday where you won't be without me. I'm sure you'll all be fine since nobody showed up for this one anyway. If you're seeing this well after the fact, don't worry about it, because by then I'll have done another stream, so you'll see more stuff, I'm sure. And I will leave everybody with the same note that I always do, or the same, I guess, request. Yeah, I guess it's a request, which is to find a creator that you appreciate and let that person know what their creativity means to you in whatever way makes sense. I say this every time. I'm going to repeat this just in case there's somebody who's finding this for the first time. Supporting creators does not always mean monetarily. It doesn't have to be a money thing. Whatever way works for you, you can send these people a note. You can reshare their work. There's a lot of different ways that you can support creators. The important thing is that you support them. Even if you just send them a note saying you appreciate their work. A lot of creators struggle to keep going, often because making money as a creator can be really, really stressful to do that purely. Most people can't do it. So just hearing that their work means something to somebody might be the difference where it keeps them doing their stuff for another day or two. So you never really know. So send them a note, reshare their work, follow them if they're video creators like on YouTube or something like that. Follow them on Bandcamp if they're musicians. If you can support them in a monetary way, sure, absolutely. They're not going to turn down money if they can use it. So if that's something that you can do, great, do it. But if not, don't make that the thing that stops you from sending that person a note. The creators understand that not everybody has money to be able to share. Some people are also living paycheck to paycheck just like they are. Just because they're not creative doesn't mean that there aren't people who are struggling to pay their bills. That they're not going to be upset if all you do is send them a note saying, hey, I really like your work. They're still going to appreciate it. So whatever way makes sense, take the 5 minutes to do it. Trust me, you may not know it when you do it, but it can be a hugely beneficial thing to somebody else. So we should all take those few minutes to appreciate the people who bring us some kind of joy in the creativity and what they put out in the world. So take the time to do it. It's great for them, and you'll know you did it too. Even if you never hear back from them, you'll know that you reached out, and that's worth something. So on that note, as I always say, thank you for being here, and until next time, take care.